Adriana, Vingerhoets, 12th grade, and Master Academy.
Awesome. Thank you. So what happened that made you realize that you needed our service?
I was getting like bad scores in my SAT, and I didn't really know how to organize myself to study on my own. And, like I heard about you guys, and I like saw like the great scores that you guys were able to like get for people. So I was like, I need to start this one to like get my score up because I was super low, and that's not what I wanted. I wanted to get higher.
So you said that you had taken a few SATs, right? How many had you taken?
Taking like two or three.
And what was your best math score at the time?
It was 550, and then I started. I don't know if you remember. I started a little earlier with you guys before the course, and it got me up to a 590. It was like a couple of weeks, but I still improved a little bit more. And then over the summer, I improved until like 740, which is great.
So wait, so then technically that's, I guess, more than 150 then
Yeah,
improved. If we count like the first score,
yeah. Like
that's
I was
like,
trying to see like when I went in.
so from a 550 to a 740 is 190?
Yeah.
Wait, all right, we went too far. We gotta go back a little bit. I'm trying to still get the trying to see where you were at before that. Because you had taken a few tests, you got the
Mhm.
550. But when you had that score, like why was that score a problem for you?
Concerning to like colleges, I know that I had to get higher, like for getting into college. So I was very unhappy with my score because it was not at the range within like, for example, UF. So I needed to get my score like in the range
Right.
and like, for it to be a good score.
And why do you think you were having trouble with the math portion?
I think it's very hard for me to study on my own without any guidance because it's a lot. So like I feel like having a course or having something to go to and like homework assigned by other like another person like really helps me get motivated and like really do the work because if I don't know, I don't have a clue on what I have to study, I don't like know where to start, how to organize myself. I don't know how like that's why I didn't improve. Like I just couldn't be able to practice well or study well at all.
So you needed like the structure and
Yeah,
guidance.
yeah.
Um, but you had the motivation to, given the structure and guidance, do what needed to be done. You just needed like, hey, tell me what to do.
Mhm.
Question: how about with math in general, though? Right? Would you have considered yourself prior to the course a strong math student, intermediate, weak? Like, how do you see yourself with math?
For me, I feel like it's very easy to understand topics like quickly. Like I'm a fast learner. So like in school it goes well for me, but sometimes I don't understand everything. So that's why the SAT was like hard for me. Like and more with the time. So it was like very stressful. So like I'm a good student in school, but like it just wouldn't like show it in my SAT. I wouldn't know how like to work with the time I had, and like the SAT also has tricks that I didn't know, or like
Right.
things that would confuse you. Like it was not like all I saw in school. Like I learned some things with the course as well.
Right. Okay. And then, wait, what math class were you in?
Last year I was in pre-cal.
Okay. So you had a, you take a pre-cal. It's like an advanced math class.
Mhm.
Did you feel like the test had stuff on it that, like, before doing the tutoring, you had maybe forgotten that you needed to refresh on, or?
Yeah, because it's mostly algebra, and I've taken that out in eighth grade, and I was a junior.
That makes a lot of
So
sense. All right, cool. And then of course, you found out about us, which actually, how'd you find out about us?
through a friend, Laura Almeida. I don't know if you know.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm glad it worked out for both of you.
Yeah.
Actually, almost did this with her before you.
Oh,
Ended up
really?
having like a game or something. That's crazy. Cool. I guess before you started the program, what was your expectation of the virtual group environment?
It's not that like I thought that it was gonna be bad because like virtual. Like I think I can work virtually too, and like hearing the feedback from my friends that also did it, like I know it was gonna be a good course overall. So like I knew that I just had to put my all into it. and I was gonna be able to improve, which I did. So I'm very happy about it.
Nice. Did you experience virtual with COVID?
Yeah, I did.
How would you compare the two?
Well, this was way more organized than my school. Like my school, like I didn't really learn much in in online. This one was way better structured, and like the assignments way better. Like I was able to learn a lot through the assignments and the 4 hour courses. Like when I tell people what I did, they're like, "There's no way you sat there for 4 hours." But I was like, "No, like I swear, like it passes by super quickly. Like I'm like learning, I'm like active the whole 4 hours, and like I really liked it. Like I wouldn't like dread it at all. Like I really liked the course."
That's awesome. Yeah, and you also did 24. I can't get this out of my head. You know, you did the most practice tests out of everyone.
Really?
You should get an award. I feel like we need to give you an award.
Yeah, I did a lot of practices, but
24, maybe more. I think we stopped counting eventually, but
it was worth it.
so if somebody was asking, how would you describe the service? What should they know?
It's a class every week, 4 hours long, and they give you assignments that you have to complete by the next class. Um, I describe it as a lot of work, but work that pays off in the end. Like when I tell people how much I increased, they're like, "There's no way." But I'm telling them like, get into the course. Like I'm telling my brother, like right now he's a sophomore. I'm telling him you have to get into Piece of Pie like soon, like whenever you can, junior year, because I started late. Because I'm like the oldest child, so I didn't know what to do. Like like my parents like are learning through me how to do this like college applications and SAT. So my brother's like perfect now. Like he's gonna go into Piece of Pie. He's gonna do the reading too.
Oh man, I've had an interesting experience with siblings. I don't want to even I can't compare him with you.
Yeah.
That's tricky. And he's got to be ready mentally. I've seen, it wasn't easy.
No, it wasn't easy, but
I hope you express that to him. Like, listen, brother. Like, I mean, and look, and granted, you did it in the summer, which I'm not gonna lie, it's the summers, and I know it's the summer, so I tend to go kind of crazier. Like, I'm okay with that. I'm just like, here, you're gonna do everything, because nobody can argue that volume, and not the volume like math volume, like just volume in terms of just how much work you can do, right? The more of that, the more volume you're able to do, the better your score is going to improve.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
It's directly proportional. I'm going to keep saying a bunch of math stuff, right? Directly proportional. Like, work you do is directly proportional to how much your score improves,
Yeah.
period. Like, we're going to make a graph at some point. And it's going to show, like, the more practice tests you do, like, what do you think happens? The higher your
Better
frequency.
you get, yeah.
Yeah. So it's the summer, so I leverage that, But even in the school year, it could be a lot. Like, I don't know, how many hours do you think you were putting in?
During the course, I mean, it was 4 hours for sure. And then like an hour at least each day.
Okay.
It depend how like I divide the work. Like some of the videos were like 2 hours long.
Yep.
So like it really depends on the assignments that I would get assigned. But like I don't even know how to count. Like it was a lot. But it was worth it. Like I really like.
But my question, aside from the fact that it was a lot and it was worth it, how do you manage your workload? What was the trick? What was the key to you?
I would get like all the assignments I get, and let's say I get 10, and then I would divide it each day, like little by little. I would say like, okay, I'm gonna do 2 each day, and I'm gonna finish by this day. I wouldn't leave it all to like the last 2 days to complete. Like I would like be like, okay, 2 each day, so it's like proportionally good, and
Right.
like I would get work done each day until I finish it before the day. So like it wasn't that much for me, that like in that sense, because like it was just like, oh, I'll do 2 assignments each day and I'll be good. It really depends on how much they were. Like sometimes I would do 3 assignments depending on like how long they were too. But yeah, I would kind of like divide it myself and like assign myself like each day.
So don't cram.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys, don't cram. Like, duh. Like, but it's true. And I tell the kids that, but it's like when I feel like when you guys are like, no, it worked and that was the key, it's nice for people to hear. Was there anything about the prep course in particular that you found more helpful?
Well, I really liked all the homework. Like I know people are like, oh my God, there's so much homework, but I really liked all the homework because like you get a lot from from like the class itself, but like the homework, all the practice you get, and the practices too. I feel like that's what helped me the most. Like when people tell me tips, like, oh, I can't do the course now. Like, what do I do? I'm like, do practice tests. Like that's it. Just do a lot of practice tests. Do a lot of practice. That's how you're gonna get better. Like I really like the homework.
Beautiful. I'll keep making more. Times like these where I'm like, all right, good. Let me continue because I'm always making. There's always better packets I can make, right?
Yeah.
Always different ways that we can tackle or create a packet. I have so many ideas and I have fun making them. So I'm glad someone appreciates it. Thank you. So what has that result meant for you? Like, what has it enabled you to do?
Well, it has enabled me to be more confident in my college application. For the Florida schools that they're like mandatory to send. So like I'm like more hopeful. Like I think I have a better chance to get into college now. Like UF especially, which is like my top one.
Me too. So 190 point. I think you're a better chance here, guys. That's awesome. And so now are you gonna randomly become like an engineer? No. I didn't do it for you. Oh, sorry. Were you better at reading or math before?
Even the course being like better at reading, but now I'm way better at math. I don't like the reading section.
Interesting. What math class are you taking this year?
AP Stats.
It's
I know like a lot of tricks now with the course for AP Stats.
The first quarter, there's like two-way tables, probability, like standard deviation. And you're in Cambridge?
Cambridge, yeah.
So you already have bright futures.
Yeah, I have bright futures.
All right, and then nothing yet. Cool. And I guess how do your parents feel? I'm curious.
Oh, very proud. They really like the course. They're gonna put my brother in it.
He's
Like
locked in.
Yeah.
Is he a good student or no?
Yeah, he's getting better. He's getting better.
All right, we got to push him. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you as a student. Like if everyone did their homework, I'd just be this would be a lot easier for everyone.
Yeah.
So if you know anyone like you, that's the key.
Sometimes when you see the whole list, you're like, oh my God, there's no way. But you have to divide it. You just have to divide it like, oh, 2 each day, then it's fine, When you see it like all together, then it's like, oh my God, it's so much work. But it's not really that much work.
Exactly. I like your mentality.
Exactly.
So if you got any friends just like same mentality, you can send them over. If they're little, you gotta coach them. You gotta coach them through. Otherwise, man, it's crazy. So keep me posted if you get into UF. Wherever you get into. I know you can do fine regardless because you're a beast at working. I'm serious. We need to come up with an award. It'll be the Adriana Vingerhoets award. The most practiced test. Keep that up. You'll be okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. I'll see you later. Peace.
Bye.